Good morning. Hi, guys. Here we go once again. I was deep in thought this morning about some things regarding investing. I know it's a whirlwind right now, and there are two factors of people, or two ways people are thinking about it. Either people are afraid to jump into the market right now, which is understandable. It's crazy. Or there are people that are eager to jump in the market because it's dropped so low. Now, I fall more in line with the people who are eager to jump in. To me, it's an open window, it's an opportunity. And with my risk level, I'm willing to take that risk. But even with the willingness to take that risk, there's some things that we need to think about before jumping in. Number one, has it hit the rock bottom yet? So if it's going to continue to drop, I would prefer to hit or join in the market once it's kind of hit the rock bottom and curving back up to incline. That's my preferred, what I call strike point to jump in. And it takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of paying attention to what's going on globally. It takes listening to what government is saying and doing, because a lot of that will shift the market. So those things I pay attention to. As I mentioned earlier this week, oil, renewable energy, and natural gas are three things that I'm looking at heavily because they've been hit hard. Now, I'm looking more for companies that are in more than one area or more than one commodity, and oil is considered a commodity. I don't want a company that all they provide is oil. I don't want a company that all they do is renewable energy. What other things can they do to produce income such that if one area falls, they can still sustain? Can't get my words out today for some reason. Probably rushing to get out of this house. Um, so, what companies can you find that can sustain for 2 to 3 months to continue to run and be able to function regardless of what's going on in the world globally with the virus that we all are very aware of at this point? The other things I'm looking for outside of oil and natural gas and renewable energy is what companies will have to continue to function as a necessity during our downtime. We don't know how long the downtime is going to be, how long the restrictions and quarantining is going to happen, but there are things that have to remain. Hospitals must continue to function. Starbucks may have to cut back on coffee, but there are other companies, other markets that have to maintain. What companies are those? That's what I'm thinking about. What companies that, regardless of what's going on right now, still have to function? And how do I buy into those particular markets? So I've been looking at some stocks that pertain to medical, healthcare. I'm looking at pharmaceuticals, things that regardless still have to continue. Now, does that guarantee that those markets won't be affected? No, it doesn't. There's never any guarantee with investing. But one thing that is a guarantee is that if you do nothing with the income that you have, it will be eaten away from inflation. If you put your money in a savings account and all you're getting back is 1 to 2%, 2% is unheard of. Let's say 1% on a savings account, but inflation is 2 to 3%. That's a negative return on your money that you're saving. So we have to find ways to make our money make money. That's basically all I'm looking for when I'm looking for multiple streams of income. Um, I'm also looking at companies, startup companies that I can invest in that can bring something to disrupt the market based on what's happening. So, for example, I was looking at this company called Teo. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's TEEOH. And I believe that one is out on Republic right now. And I like the concept. They're not making any money right now. It's something that's fairly new, but the concept of hosting events virtually in a virtual reality where people don't have to sit in the same room. If that was available for companies to purchase right now at this time, they would, oh my goodness, it would overwhelm the company itself. I don't think they would be able to handle all of the load that would be coming their way. But what tends to happen is whenever there is a shock to our day to day, a shock to our norm, when things come back to some form of norm, then we pay attention. Then we invest. Companies will spend money on disaster recovery. Companies will pay more attention to having things in place in case of emergency. So if you start thinking along those lines, when you're looking to invest in companies such as startups, when you're looking to buy into stocks, look at what things are can possibly make a difference, make a change, such that in the case of an emergency, these things can still allow us to function and do business and flow. Think about what things are a necessity that we still need on a day-to-day basis to be able to live. And what companies are providing those things. As much as I love Starbucks coffee, and I love me some Starbucks, that is not a necessity. I can get a can of Folgers and do the same and be just fine. Well, almost just fine. Um, so what things are necessities? As you see, people are buying out toilet tissue left and right. They're buying out soap, hand sanitizer. Masks are completely gone. Well, what companies make all this stuff? What companies have the material to create these products? Those are the things that I'm researching and looking into. So those are my thoughts for the morning. Just thought I would share. If you guys have some ideas, please feel free to share down in the comments below. I'm always interested in hearing what you have to say. And we learn from each other. We grow by increasing our knowledge. Iron sharpens iron. So have a great day. Bye.